Hello, I'm
Hey,
Antoine.
we're here at the.
Oh yeah, go
Sorry,
for
go
it.
ahead.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah, hey,
here
we're here at the Bitcoin. You want to
conference.
go? You go.
No problem, man.
Eh.
If you could put anything on Bitcoin, like to store forever, what would it be?
I didn't realize. Are you not American?
No, I'm like a mixed accent. You know, I've been around the world.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. If I could put any data, you guys you go okay over there?
I'm recording.
If I could put any data on the Bitcoin blockchain, I would put data about making Bitcoin more approachable.
So you were like tutorials and stuff.
Yeah, I think so, but not
That's
like
good.
Bitcoin tutorials, just content that was more approachable. That's what I talked about. I did a panel this morning, the media panel, and that was sort of my focus within that is how do you make Bitcoin more approachable and how do we get out of the echo chamber? And so that's kind of my focus. I don't have any Bitcoin, but I love the ideology, I love the community, and I love the prime rib.
Oh,
They're giving
nice.
prime rib to some people here.
Oh, cool. I mean, that's great. You know, you put
Horseradish.
something Bitcoin related on Bitcoin. That makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
I think so. I mean, you obviously ruined your own life with the Pepe meme coin. But yeah, that's sort of my focus because I like the entire cryptocurrency universe. But Bitcoin to me is the purest, the first, and the one that I want people to use as an entry into everything that makes Bitcoin great.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, we'll try to put some of those tutorials on then. Yeah. Awesome.
I love this guy a lot, man.
I love this guy
It's
too.
me and him. Against the world and Pepe.
Oh yeah. Oh, would you like a Pepe NFT? I can send you for free.
It's free.
No. Okay, that's cool. Not for
But
everyone.
I like you.
Oh yeah, me too, man. Me too.
I'll see you around the conference.
See you around. Yeah.
All right, I'm taking this.
Hey everybody, we're here at the Venetian at Bitcoin 25 in Las Vegas, and we're gonna cruise around and ask people how they feel about inscriptions, what they would inscribe,
Yes.
and are they supportive of this movement, or are they extremely supportive of this movement? Let's find out.
Let's do it.
So, let's do it. All right, we found this young gentleman here. Sir, how do you feel about inscriptions and ordinals?
Good.
If you could inscribe anything on the Bitcoin blockchain, what would it be?
I don't know. I don't even have Bitcoin. I don't even know what any of it is.
Okay, so Pepe's and tuxedos, duh. All right, ready? All right, if you could inscribe anything on the Bitcoin blockchain, what would it be?
Pepe Napoleons.
Would they be wearing tuxedos?
No.
All right, a little energy, Poe. We got this, ready? You ready?
I don't want to do it.
Just say, I love Bitcoin. I love ordinals. Inscribe. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I love Bitcoin. I love ordinals. I love subscribe.
Heard it here first, folks. Let's go. All right, good try. All right, Miss. Look at this beautiful woman. All right, hey everybody, we're here at Bitcoin Vegas. Look at this beautiful woman. Miss, how do you feel about inscriptions? And if you could inscribe anything on the Bitcoin blockchain, what would it be?
Wow. Well, I guess the first thing that comes to my mind is probably something like a Pepe in a tuxedo, probably doing something like, I don't know, something I love, like skiing or surfing.
Right?
Is
Well,
that possible?
that's totally possible. And guess what, folks? We have an ordinal collection called the Decentralized Gentleman Club that features Pepe's skiing, Pepe's surfing, and guess what? They're all wearing tuxedos.
That's amazing. Where do I find out more?
At dgent.club.
Is the Gentlemen's Club also welcome women?
Women are invited.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Well, have a great conference.
Thank you.
All right. We're in the lobby of the Venetian. How are we feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent. So if you could inscribe anything on the Bitcoin blockchain, what would it be?
I don't know if I'm qualified yet to answer that.
Okay, do you-
Yeah.
Are you familiar with ordinals? Have you ever heard that term? Do you know what that means?
I'm here.
Ordinals.
We're here learning.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
great. So have you heard of NFTs before?
Yes.
Okay, so on Bitcoin, there are NFTs too. But the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum is that NFTs on Bitcoin are actually on the chain. The images are on the chain. So you can inscribe images on the Bitcoin blockchain. You can inscribe music on the Bitcoin blockchain. And it is there eternally. It will never be wiped out.
What would you like tokenize on the blockchain?
What would you like to forever put on the Bitcoin blockchain?
I would say like real estate.
Real estate? Recipes?
Yeah, recipes could work. I'm going to jump on the real estate trade.
Real estate? Okay. What, music?
Absolutely music.
100%. Yeah, great idea.
PhD theses?
I think you could put anything on it. Frankly.
You can put anything. And what do you have to say to the people that think that putting things that aren't just financial transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain is something we shouldn't do? What do you think about that?
Clearly, they're misinformed.
You've misinformed folks. You heard it here first at Las Vegas, at the Venetian, at Bitcoin 2025. Let's go, let's grow, let's inscribe. Woo! Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Another day, another way. Here we are, Bitcoin Vegas. Sir, are you familiar with ordinals?
Yeah,
What do you think about ordinals?
I'm not too into it, to be honest.
Not too into it. Why do you say that?
I just think that the Bitcoin network, the monetary network, should be preserved for monetary use.
You know what? I am a huge believer in the monetary network, and I love it.
And I also believe that however the code was created and is written, you guys can use it the way that you want. The ordinals posse is pretty strong. I'm just not part of it.
Cool. Well, you're invited to join, and
Thank you.
that's the beautiful thing about free
you at other events,
free expression too. Is we can kind of pop in as we
It's
like.
all love, yeah.
Right?
It's all love.
It's
man.
all love, baby. It's all love.
It's all love.
You know,
I ain't mad at you.
we've put almost like 1.5 gigabytes on the Bitcoin blockchain of Pepes and Tuxedos, and they represent membership into a club too. And not like those apes, because if Amazon servers go down or something, the Bitcoin blockchain, it's there forever, right?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Forever and a day.
Forever.
Satoshi
It's
lives.
eternal. Satoshi lives. He'll be back, folks. Just waiting for the technology. Thank you.
What's up, Kyle? No.
Not too much, Jamie. We're just here. Thanks. So what do you think about Bitcoin ordinals?
Fill me in.
Okay, so there are NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain where the image or the information is stored on chain. It can never be altered, never removed. Powerful?
Yeah, it sounds a lot like ETH.
Well, so on ETH, the images are actually stored elsewhere and they're just kind of referenced on chain. But with Bitcoin, it's like we're putting the images right on chain. And if you could inscribe anything on Bitcoin that would last forever, what would it be?
I would say music.
Music. Are you a musician?
Yes.
Would you like to put some of your music on the Bitcoin blockchain for all eternity, never to be altered or iterated on?
Oh, for sure.
Let's go. Let's go, Jamie. Rock and roll. All right.
We're ready.
All right. What's up, puppy?
Oh, man, it's good
Oh, dude.
What we doing? We're back again.
We're back again. All right, guys. We're back. We're here, Vegas. Let's go. Boys, how we doing?
Oh man, we better than most, man. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
I think this is year 6. I think I've seen you at every single Bitcoin conference.
We just keep on showing up and price keeps on going up. It's kind of crazy like that, right?
Definitely, man. It's good to see you, though.
All right, so but we're asking people, if you could inscribe anything on the Bitcoin blockchain for all eternity, what would it be?
I would say like pictures of our loved ones, so that we can have a catalog of like of everybody who lived before us. Because people tend to lose those important pictures, you know what I'm saying? Like of your great grandma and stuff like that. So I think that would be dope to be able to inscribe on the blockchain.
Absolutely, and it's there and it can never kind of be altered, and it's a memento, and also they can be moved around. They become an ordinal, an inscription,
sure.
but a collection of it all too.
Sure.
How about you, man?
Music.
Music.
Yes.
Are you a musician?
No.
No? Okay. But I agree. If we put the music on, it can never be altered.
Land and art.
Land and art. What kind of land you thinking?
Thinking like acreage, you know what I'm saying?
Acreage,
because,
titles?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the buildings, I would go as far as the buildings, but at least the acres first, because you can rebuild different things on that land. You see what I'm saying?
Right?
So.
Right? Like the titles.
Yeah.
You know, in
The deeds.
the deeds. There's
Especially outside of the country. Because, you know, in third world countries, you have so many plots of land. Nobody really knows how to get in contact. Nobody know who this belong to. There's people that die. You and I never.
and sometimes there's a little bit of a backhand deal too. That's like, oh yeah, you don't actually own that.
Exactly. There's a lot of that's been going on overseas. A lot of
spoofing ownership.
spoofing.
And that's a cool thing. When if you have land titles and land deeds as inscriptions, when you sell the property, that ordinal changes hands, and then that's the title.
That's the ownership.
But that's the way that things. Everything is going to be on a blockchain.
Everything's going to be on a blockchain. I don't know if everything's going to be on the Bitcoin blockchain.
Everything on Bitcoin, multi-chain.
But you got multi-chain. Like you can do like the nice thing, like compared to ETH though, like with the collections, like we have this collection called the Decentralized Gentleman Club.
Yeah.
It is 10,000 Pepes in tuxedos doing random ass stuff, and the images are very large.
Okay.
And it's a club membership. If you hold one of those, you're in the club.
Gotcha.
You know, but the images are actually on the chain, can never be adjusted. Yeah. But the Bitcoin network is kind of premium.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, you want to go Litecoin, it has a lot of the same traits,
I agree.
just a little bit less expensive.
I agree.
Same with Dogecoin.
I agree.
Yeah. BSV, another one.
Multi-chain.
Got to go with the OG. I think like Bitcoin is like the gold leaf,
Exactly.
right?
I agree.
All right. Well, let's just have the best show ever. Let's go. Let's grow.
Appreciate you like always, man. Keep doing your
Appreciate
thing.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Pharaoh.
Let's go, Pharaoh.
So, do we get second take if we need it?
We don't need to.
I love that hair too, man. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do that too.
We're one
I'm
take.
trying to go
We're
with
one
that.
take wonder. You
Yeah,
got
there you go.
this.
There you go.
You got this. All right, here we are. We're back. We're at the Venetian Bitcoin 2025. If you could put one thing on the Bitcoin blockchain, what would you inscribe and why?
So the most recent Wolf of Wall Street movie that came out in 2013, I would put the script on the blockchain because that's what got me into crypto. That's what got me into trading and kind of got me going into this wonderful thing that we're here today to see, be here for.
Dude, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Do you run a trading group?
I do. It's
No way.
Market Experts Trading Group.
Market Experts Trading Group. You want the alpha, you want the insight, you want the advantage.
I love it.
Check
yeah.
it out.
Yeah, check it out. My YouTube channel is Crypto Stud, 80,000 subs. I've been day trading for a long, long time now, and I love it. Lots of freedom, everything you never wanted. Just like Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, that was all trading. That got me into being hungry, wanting it. So
let's go.
Yeah.
So as part of the Decentralized Gentleman Club, we have lots and lots of gentlemen Pepes in tuxedos trading hard.
Yeah.
Multiple screens, like going crazy. They're trading hard.
Very nice.
Inspired by you. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right. Fantastic.
Oh my God! I've never seen you with such few colors, but great colors.
It's this is gentlemen.
Holy.
Yeah, we're recording. Paul, if you could put anything on the Bitcoin blockchain, if you could inscribe something, what would it be?
Oh gosh, maybe our logo at Edge. That would be one, and then maybe a Maha hat.
Oh, I like it.
Definitely Maha hat for sure.
Let's go. Let's grow. Eternal inscriptions forever. Some call it spam. We call it art and proof of humanity. Eternally inscribed forever. Let's go. Let's grow.
What have you been up to?
So we've got an ordinal
What is
collection
An ordinal collection.
called the Decentralized
Pepes.
Gentleman Club.
That's
Pepes.
why you're so dressed up now. This is like throwback to 2015 Kyle.
This is
I haven't seen it. Where's
exactly.
the top hat? Where's the top hat?
No, I just don't have. Top hats add a whole other element.
They
Kind of
absolutely do.
craziness to it.
I think we need a top hat version.
We have many top hat adorned gentlemen.
That's fair. Well, thanks. Am I in the club now, or do I have to do?
No,
I
you
have to do
gotta
something?
pick up an ordinal. You gotta put it in
pick
your
it
wallet.
up.
You gotta
In order to
join the club, and then once you're on the inside track, you're part of a community, and we're gonna build this out, and it's for all time. So it's lifetime membership.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Just one time. That's all I have to do, and I get a lifetime membership to the Gentleman Club.
One time, and then
This club's been around since at least 2014-15. So It's just the resurgence of the
So,
Gentleman Club.
what is the origins of the term "This is Gentleman"?
Ooh. I feel like for me, it was Kyle Kemper.
Oh, Paul.
You were the origin for me. Do you know that, right? Change tip / Kyle. I'm sure it has further origins that I'm just not aware of. But to me, you were the originator.
Well, and it was also a Bitcoin talk forum where someone got really excited. Like, this is Gentleman! This is it, gentlemen. It was just iconic mess around. Wendy, quickly.
Quick.
All right. We're here, Bitcoin 2025. Wendy, if you could put anything on the Bitcoin blockchain for all eternity, what would it be?
It would be his music.
Oh!
Okay.
Have you thought about putting your music on the Bitcoin blockchain?
She thinks about it for me.
Okay. And why is that a good idea?
Well, because he's kind of an icon, and it would be on the blockchain forever.
Forever, anyone
and ever
could
and ever.
access.
Yes.
It can become a tradable unit as
Yes,
well.
Exactly. Make some
Yeah.
money. As a musician, you don't make a lot of money, do you?
You do not.
So maybe make some money. We don't know.
Yeah, if more people were to start putting their songs on chain, it could be very interesting. We could have a new Spotify. If you did on Litecoin, maybe we call it Lightify.
Maybe.
Bah? Maybe?
Onto something.
I think we're onto something.
Yep.
Let's do this, folks.
Let's do this. Let's go.
Bitcoin is a financial network. Bitcoin is also a database.
Yes, it is a database. A lot of people don't know that. I don't understand exactly how that works, but I will ask someone smarter than myself, like you or Paul from Edge, to help explain that, and then I'll explain it to him.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, you can inscribe anything you want. There's a certain limit. You can inscribe up to 4 megabytes on a Bitcoin block. You take up a whole Bitcoin block, that becomes your block. You tie it to a Satoshi, and then whoever holds the Satoshi owns that. So we've launched a collection called the Decentralized Gentleman Club, which is 10,000 Pepes in tuxedos. They're all between 200 and 400 kilobytes. It's cost about a Bitcoin and a half to do the first 2,000.
Oh boy.
And we're 20% of the way there. It's open, anybody can do it. But once you do it, you're in. You're in.
Interesting
and it's
enough.
eternal.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do
And then
this.
and then it's a club.
Yeah, it's a club.
And then you get access to, potentially some alpha. Do you ever trade in alpha?
Sometimes.
Have to find out by joining the club.
All right.
All right.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good rest of your day.
All right, toodaloo. Let's go. Where can people find you?
Crypto and Yo, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, TikTok, Instagram, Meta, Twitter, you name it.
And just a quick shout out to one of the best in the business. You've been going strong for so long, educating so many people. Bless you.
Thank you. You too.
Andy.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, Kemper.
All right.
All right, Clyde, if you could put anything on the Bitcoin blockchain, what would it be?
It would be my life story.
Your life story?
And how I got into Bitcoin.
How did you get into Bitcoin?
Well,
Without telling me the whole life story.
Right, we're going to keep it short. So I was managing friends and family's money, and I couldn't get no yield off the regular stock market without things always happening. So Bitcoin came into my life because out of desperation, out of an asset that doesn't go to zero, that I could depend on and have clients' money without worrying about it, without worrying. You know, you have to worry about manipulation, you have to worry about all these other things, but when you deal with Bitcoin, you understand you're dealing with the most prestigious asset in our lifetime. That belongs good.
I like that origin story. I look forward to seeing that story on the blockchain, on the Bitcoin blockchain, inscribed for all eternity. One man's life-changing journey of how Bitcoin inspired, generated wealth for himself, but also for those around him, for the families, for the next generations, for all time.
And I would like to keep that going to all the families across the globe.
Bitcoin for the families, for the generations. Let's go. Let's grow. Thank you, Clyde.
Thank you.
Thank you, Clyde.
Hope I did good on there.
You did great. We have it.
So you joined a really great team. Are you out in San Francisco? Look at this handsome fellow. Look very put together today. What's going on? Where's all your crazy shit?
I've never seen, not never. It's been a while.
Where's all my crazy shit?
Yeah, it's kind
I gotta level up.
No, this is
Gentlemen.
very, very cool outfit.
Gentlemen.
Okay,
All
very,
right,
very
I'm gonna
nice.
ask you a question.
Oh, you're a decentralized gentleman.
You're a decentralized gentleman.
Ah, yes. I had to get my decentralized token like I'm supposed to be. I am.
There you go, scan the QR code.
Antoine is supposed to give me one as a gift.
It's coming.
It's a wedding
Oh, yeah.
gift. That's what he told me. So I'll take it. I just have to pick it out. Oh, look, there's your pretty wife.
There's my pretty wife. Look at these little gentlemen.
Oh, look at these gentlemen. Okay, cool. I didn't realize I was on camera. What are we talking about?
If you could inscribe anything on chain, on the Bitcoin blockchain, what would it be?
Huh, that's a good question. Yes, well, I am putting it on the. I'm doing an ordinal with that. Yeah.
Hold on, you're doing what? What are you doing?
I'm putting my. Well, I guess. Well, are we going to reveal this to your audience? Fine. This is the big reveal. I'm inscribing my whole album on.
You're going to inscribe your whole album on the Bitcoin blockchain, making it forever eternalized within the most sacred database that humanity knows.
Correct, and it's the first album ever recorded and paid for and like fundraised with Bitcoin. And it has artwork by Ross Ulbricht, made in prison.
A lot of people have been saying music is something they would inscribe. So
Okay, well, you know
we're
what?
onto something.
Yeah, I think so.
Where do we find out more?
They can go to TatianaMoroz.com and get all the latest news. I'm not really announcing it officially. I guess this is part of the exclusive.
Go to
experience.
TatianaMoroz.com and subscribe.
There's my friend.
There's Antoine.
Come here, my gentleman. Come here, gentlemen. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. I have somebody I want you to talk to today.
Oh, nice.
Yes, they're coming back in
All right.
a moment.
Elizabeth, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm excellent. If you could inscribe anything on the Bitcoin blockchain for all eternity, what would it be?
Well, I just made a new phrase for Edge, so I think it would have to be privacy isn't optional, it's your edge.
Ooh, privacy isn't optional. It's your edge.
Yes.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's good. Paul, you gonna do that? All right. Make an image. Let's go. All right. Good. Okay, we're gonna walk this way. That's great.
Thank you.
That's great.
Appreciate it.
Great, Paul.
All right, we'll see you around.
All right. We'll see you, buddy. Nice to meet you too.
Frame from iconic scenes in movies.
Frame from iconic scenes in movies
It's a good one.
as a way to, like, you know, as a way to, you can use that for fun.
If you could, I'm not sure exactly how to technically do that, but that's what.
Well, we can do that.
So they have one of the most successful independent animated series right now about the Bible.
Oh.
Yeah.
He did a big turtle.
Tuttle Twins, right?
Twins, another one.
Oh, yeah. Someone that's I was talking to a Canadian. He was like, the Tuttle Twins. That's like actually something that your kids should watch.
Yeah.
Because my kids, man, the brain rot. All right. If you could inscribe anything on the Bitcoin blockchain for all eternity, what would it be?
Probably like frames, like the frame from a famous scene in a movie, most famous frame.
What scene are you thinking about?
We don't have the rights to this scene, but It's a Wonderful Life, my favorite movie of all time. There's probably some frames from there that I'd love to inscribe into the Bitcoin blockchain.
Okay. I think that's a really unique one. So images of iconic frames, and then, you know, they're inscribed, and then they can also be, you know, resold potentially on a market. It's something that has value, and it's also eternally registered.
Yeah. It's iconic art going onto iconic blockchain, timeless.
Are you guys into film?
Yeah, Angel Studios is one of the largest independent studios in the world right now.
Oh, incredible. What are some of the titles that we might know?
We released in 2023 Sound of Freedom, which was a massive blockbuster hit. We did the first 3 seasons of The Chosen, which is a TV show about Christ. And then Dry Bar Comedy is the largest library stand-up comedy in the world.
Woo! Sounds like there's lots of opportunities to codify things eternally, but also just thank you, kudos on the excellent work and on, you know, your contributions to humanity.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's a wrap. Wow.
Cianci and
Oh yeah,
her cousin Adam Richard, and
Brittany.
everybody tells us that we need to connect. So.
Oh great.
Hello.
You guys have 8 children, right?
That's it.
Oh yeah. And you also live in Dubai and travel around, or
yes, we
just
do.
radical, awesome people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and their friends at Tiffany.
And if you could inscribe anything on the Bitcoin blockchain for all eternity, what would it be?
God is good.
God is good. Powerful statements.
I don't know. I just think that's the core of truth.
I like it. Heard it here first, folks. We're recording.
How about you? What would you inscribe on the blockchain?
Well, recently we've been inscribing images of Pepes wearing tuxedos.
Okay.
To create an exclusive collection called the Decentralized Gentleman Club.
Oh.
And by holding one of the ordinals, you are in the club, and if at any point you want to leave the club, you can simply sell it.
So are like core or knots?
It's like
What's your
Bitcoin.
Do you have a vote?
Bitcoin blockchain. I don't have a vote. I know that Knots people are trying to remove inscriptions and trying to
That's what I was just wondering.
suppress a lot of that, but the code permits this, and nobody's really using Bitcoin all that much anymore, which is kind of the honest reality. So let's use it for art while the fees are low. So right now we're inscribing art, and the kids are making the art. We can put pictures of the kids on there. We can put,
Can't go wrong with some
histories,
Pepes.
Tales. We can't go wrong with Pepes. It's and it's also mimetic, which is fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, it's great. There's a lot good going. So we're having a blast. We brought our 8 kids to the conference.
Oh my gosh, where are they?
We don't know.
They disappeared.
You know what I'm saying?
They're roaming the Venetian Expo
Yeah.
Hall. with
Wow.
All the other Bitcoiners.
And is there a hierarchy and order within them? Like
I'm totally kidding. They're hanging together in the room right now.
Yeah, they were here earlier, and then we had to go do a podcast, so now we're back. So we're gonna go grab them and bring them back down.
Yes.
But
Wrestle them up real good, and then so we have one girl out of that squad of
7
8.
boys, 1 girl.
I noticed you're a little boy heavy also.
We're a little boy heavy, and my oldest, she's 11, she's a girl, and then we've got little Ayla, who's our youngest. So we have 4 in the middle. No, 5, 4, 4, 1, 2.
Who needs math?
Yeah, dad brain.
Yeah.
Mom is tearing it up, by the way.
She's killing it and looking cute in that.
Look at mom here. Let's inscribe this picture for all eternity. There you go. Family historical moments.
Bitcoin is a legacy thing, right?
Mhm.
Legacy concept. So is family. That's
Like-
your walking legacy.
Your Bitcoin's going to live longer than you are, right? Unless you can perpetuate your values through establishing a strong family legacy.
Indeed. And a simple freeze frame of this will last forever.
He's gonna put it on there.
Okay. Castle.
Okay.
I don't think we can.
I know.
I'm heading that
and
way.
we're done. 2.
Good to meet you.
Yes,
Go
JD.
for it.
Let's
I'd
talk
love
more.
to chat
yeah.
later.
Heck yeah, bro.
So,
Hi. Hello.
Hi, I'm Matilda.
I'm Matilda. I'm Kyle. Kyle.
Hi,
Nathan.
Kyle.
Nathan? Yes. Great to meet you. Great to meet you. All right. And so we're asking the question, if you could inscribe anything for all eternity on the Bitcoin blockchain, what would it be?
My 300-year-old cello.
Your 300-year-old cello?
Yeah.
You have a 300-year-old cello?
Yes.
And how would you inscribe that? What like a picture of it?
No.
The story of it? The ownership record of it?
Everything, and including its future fractionalized ownership.
Oh.
And there's a reason for that. I'm old. I'm a professional. I've played it for 40 years, but I don't play it much anymore. So it sits in the corner and says, please play me. So now I want to fractionalize it. I actually want to do this. I'm hoping I can do it. And then loan it out permanently with a smart contract which governs the use of the instrument. There you go. Does that make sense?
So if I'm a great artist and I know how to play the cello and you would trust in me to touch your 400-year-old magnificent baby, and if I owned a piece of it, I would be granted
The
access.
owning the piece of it doesn't give you any rights. What we're going to
Okay.
do is we've got a foundation that already exists,
Okay.
philanthropic foundation, which will govern the loaning out. And the
Okay.
first use will be at a big competition next year. So it's more for young people who can't afford. This is an instrument that's worth $500,000, right?
Wow.
So it's got to be done properly. And I don't want it to go to just some wanker. Sorry, I'm Australian, so we use that word. I want it to go to someone who will benefit from it. And this competition next year is in London, Royal College of Music, and they are very happy. If we get this project off the ground, they'd be very happy for the prize winner to have use of my cello for 2 years. Then it'll go to the next prize winner or the next one. And so
Wow,
gradually
what
gets-
an honor. What an honor that would be.
And then the owners of the fractions are what Matilda calls fractional philanthropists. They've got an investment. A token in the cello will go up in value old instruments like that, they're like old master paintings. They keep going up in value over time.
So it would be you'd fractionalize the ownership.
Yes, you own your
the-
token. You can sell it tomorrow, but you can't take the cello because the cello's going to be loaned. But you can go to a concert and say, "There's my cello," and get the bragging rights. And as the cello gets played more and more by really good players, its value will go up even more.
And by having, enabling the community to
Yes.
purchase small pieces of
Yes.
it, it would just increase the
That's
lore
right.
of this magical
And we hope
instrument.
more people can actually enjoy owning a collectible of that nature, which they can't at the moment because you need $500,000 to do it.
Matilda, have you played the cello?
Yes, I tried it actually, and it's quite amazing. But I'm not a musician, so I can't honor it.
So she's got another project.
And what would you, okay.
But
That's incredible, Nathan.
Okay.
Incredible. Okay, so all eternity, what would it be?
a 357-year-old tree.
Wow.
Yes.
Tell me more about this 357-year-old tree.
So there is a barrel maker in France
Okay.
who buys those incredible trees that are very well managed by the forestry management in France. And sometimes those exceptional trees that were in the initial plantation done by Louis XIV, they have to get, unfortunately, cut because they get sick. And so this barrel maker buys the tree, makes barrels out of them, yeah? Exceptional barrels for wine, the wine industry. And he actually uses only 20 to 30% of those trees. Before us, the 70% of those trees were burned. And we're actually bringing this tree on chain to
Okay.
preserve its story. We recuperated the 70% of the wood, and we're going to loan it to artists and artisans to create artworks
Wow.
and amazing sculptures and furniture. And all those children of that grandmother Artemisia, we call the tree that way,
Okay.
will be inscribed on chain, and all the artists will have their story told there.
Wow. And and on Bitcoin you can do parent and children inscriptions
Yes.
too, so it all falls under.
Exactly.
What an amazing use case. Tree ownership, legacy, the transformation of the tree from, its glorious 357 year to the transformation to become iconic, legendary
And to continue
artwork.
300 years more of
And
its
to
story.
continue
Right?
300 years or more of the story. Thank you. Well, thank you guys.
Now, you asked us that kind of theoretical question, but these are two projects we intend to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's our business. This is being inscribed as we speak. It's already been inscribed. You know who did that? It's an artwork.
Okay.
Georges Braque.
Georges Braque, yeah.
You know who that is?
No.
Most people don't know.
Cubism.
Cubism, okay.
Picasso.
Okay.
There were two guys, two co-founders, Braque and Picasso.
Braque and Picasso.
So we're doing the same thing here. Inscribe this. It's a 4 mega inscription. It already exists.
Okay.
We've done this one, and this.
It's not too often you meet people who actually have
This is
4 mega inscriptions.
as well.
Yeah, so actually this painting you can find it, it's the 8th largest file on Bitcoin.
Okay.
So you can
These
just
are
check.
digital fragments, which Matilda's an artist, and I'm an amateur photographer, and we've taken some very, very, very deep scans and photographs of this painting, which is only this big, and it's such a detailed and complex painting that when we started to go in deep, we kept finding more layers.
Wow.
And so we've created the digital fragments, which we are actually going to sell.
Okay.
And that links to the painting and gives it a longer history as well. So the blockchain for us, Bitcoin blockchain, of course, being the better one, is the best place to tell the story and ensure that these works of art, cellos, trees, paintings,
And
live on.
how does it make you feel when someone who doesn't necessarily really appreciate art or calls what you're doing spam?
Spam. Why would it be spam? I don't know. No one's called it spam yet.
Nobody's called it spam?
Well,
We've been called spam.
I think there are people who think that ordinals are spam.
Yeah.
Because they're purists about Bitcoin. We don't. We're agnostic as to all currencies. I think Bitcoin's great. I think it's got a long future. We're interested in the blockchain technology part of it.
It is, from my perspective, it is the gold leaf magical eternal scroll.
Exactly.
That by putting information in, it's something we can do. And right now, the fees are so low. We've inscribed 2,000 ordinals in the last month, between 200 and 400 kilobytes each of Pepe's in tuxedos. I'm working with Antoine.
Great.
The Decentralized Gentleman Club, and it's an open free mint, so you can make your own ones and add them and get included in the collection, so anybody can participate.
Maybe we should work together, because all these projects, we've got a lot of projects in our pipeline.
Okay.
And we do want to have some of them at least very decentralized, meaning as many people as possible. So to keep minting fees, inscription fees down is important. To keep the cost of ownership of a token down is important for us as well.
Well, and right now it seems like nobody's
Nobody cares?
Nobody's using the Bitcoin blockchain. Like there's just not that's why the fees are so low. Even though we've got all-time high prices of Bitcoin, fees are at all-time low.
Isn't that real? I didn't know that. I assumed they'd be up.
Inscribe as much as possible.
You should be inscribing as much. You should be inscribing as much as possible. There's empty blocks. There's space that's just.
So what is it costing at the moment to inscribe these?
So one of the frogs, it costs. We're trying to get closer to 400. It costs about $100 per
200 KB.
Yeah, 200 KB is probably about 60, 65,
Well, I think that's
70.
what we paid for the inscriptions. We paid about $50 each for these, and I think they're 200 KBs or something. So that's reasonable. That was a couple of months ago, but we're happy with that. But we actually need to get some lower than that, smaller files.
Yep.
For some of the things we're doing, like the tree tokens.
The tree is going to be.
There's going to be lots and lots of tokens.
Like thousands of tokens.
And Antoine is the man.
Yeah, we're going to talk to him now. So
Antoine's Mr. These guys have got 4 megas.
Yes,
You know that?
it's amazing.
It's incredible.
Oh, we have another 4
Antoine, we've met some 4 megas here. How do you feel?
I mean, I feel like I'm in good company. Like it's all a small group of people who have actually done this. It's really amazing to meet them.
We have several. So it's an economic question. So we own the works that we are inscribing. So we're not buying anything.
Okay.
So the question of whether to make a 4 mega or not is about whether you value the real estate long term.
Yes.
I call it real estate, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
So the Georges Braque,
Space, yeah.
we thought a 4 mega for that because the work itself is worth, a couple of Bitcoin. It's not cheap. The painting. The painting has a real value in the real world.
The value of the physical painting?
Sorry?
The value of the physical painting.
The value of the physical painting is, you could argue.
It's arguable, but I say $800,000.
Wow, okay.
I'm a little bit more cautious, but in the end of the day, it's certainly 6 figures, right?
Okay.
It has to be. Georges Braque.
So you're the owner of that painting?
I'm the owner of the painting,
Okay.
but we've done the research and we've created a lot of a bigger story. So there's a lot of moving parts here. But the reason for doing the 4 mega is because we think the whole package is worth it. The thing that I mentioned to you before, which we can't really talk about at the moment, is another one, which is going to be a 6-figure item, and that's also worth a heavy inscription, so that people really take it seriously. The cello, I'm not
Inscribing for all time. Cellos, trees,
wine,
French artwork.
We have
wine.
We have some very, very valuable
Pepes.
Yeah.
Memberships.
That's right. Well, actually,
Pictures
you're
of
talking about
spam
membership.
in blocks.
If you're talking about
whatever you
While
want.
we're talking about membership, we are also creating. We're not the only people. We're trying to create a nomad network, which is real estate. Right. So we own some property, my family. We have some friends who own some property in another country. And next week I'm going to the Azores Islands where we're doing a development with some other people. And all these properties, we hope to connect them through a club type arrangement.
Interesting.
Fantastic. Well, we would love to collaborate and consider the degents. By owning a degent, you at least have access to talk to this community, to put in your request to be a nomad.
To be part of the decentralized gentleman.
Well, I'm sure we can find a way.
All right, we will find a way.
Be a holder.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're gonna keep these
Keep
going.
going.
Yeah, we gotta.
All right. Thank you for
So
inviting
good.
us to talk.
So
And you
good. Thank you very much. Antoine's gonna look like this tomorrow. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Let's see if we can find someone with ordinals. The ordinals?
I'm not familiar with what that is, no.
Have you ever heard of NFTs before?
Oh, yeah.
So ordinals are NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain.
Oh.
And the difference between ordinals and like Ethereum NFTs is that the images are on the Bitcoin blockchain forever. So they can never be altered. If you could inscribe one thing on the Bitcoin blockchain for all eternity, what would you inscribe?
One of those memes of JD Vance for sure, like the baby face. Absolutely.
I like that one. How about you, sir?
Probably just my face to say, like, I was here. I've been around Bitcoin since this block, and maybe people look at it, whoever knows in the future.
Well, and you could also hold and own that too.
That exactly right. I think, yeah, there you go. My face, for sure.
His face.
Yes.
His face. It's coming to the blockchain. Let's go.
All right, you want to head into that? Let's go. Thank you.
I'm an ordinal creator.
No way.
Let's start over. Sorry.
All right. So, do you have any ordinals?
I do. I happen to be an ordinals creator.
No way.
The eyes are always watching.
Look at that.
Eyes are always watching.
Yes.
Tell us about the collection.
It's a very spiritual collection. It's a bunch of skeletons. It was meant to represent humanity. So me and my team, I had a team of 8 artists. We researched all cultures from around the world, really, to really let everyone, because Bitcoin is so global, to really let everyone to feel a part of it. There's endless celebrities, sports athletes, presidents, past and present. It's really a unique collection.
So what is the collection? It has all those things?
So
How large is it?
It's 21,000 pieces.
21,000 pieces?
I'm very ambitious, and me and my team, we kept on going. We wanted to make something truly special, and we have 777 attributes, which if compared to other collections out there, like Portage has 200 something.
Yeah.
There really is there's over 1,000 commands. So in the protocol, when you create the ordinal protocol, the amount of commands is so extensive. There's so many hidden treasures within it.
Is it released?
So it's free.
It's free?
Live free mint.
Live free mint.
At the eyes4384.com.
The eyes 4384.
4384.
4384.
Or you could scan.
And how big are the images?
So these are different versions of them. Oh, if you can see this video right here, I'm Mr. Black. I look a lot. It looks a lot scarier than I actually am.
I like this, Mr. Black.
No, it's meant to be a little bit.
But what's the file size on the images?
Oh, they're that's a great question. It's 500 something. I'll tell you right now. That's the question I definitely should know.
How much does it cost to mint one?
Well, it's free. It's just the gas price. So it's depending on
at one sat per VB.
Oh, so it's one sat is like $30, $40.
$30. Okay, so they're fairly large.
They're fairly large. Yeah, they're 500. We want to keep the quality high. The art is very clean, so it was that in between making them smaller and less defined. And being that we're doing it for free, we decided that we wanted to really make it as high quality as possible. Because I do believe ordinals, the first time in history that an artist can capture origin and have it be there for eternity, right? I created a project on Ethereum prior to this, and what I noticed from that is that it wasn't successful, and I ran so hard to fix it, and I tried so hard to do anything I could, including looked into changing the metadata or trying to find utility. And when I created this project, I realized the truest form is on Bitcoin because A, it's an inscription, and B, there isn't it's where art shall live, because if Bitcoin
for all eternity,
for the first time in human history, an artist could capture they're creative without any risk of it being edited, right? And traditional art, if you study it, a lot of it has been edited through times for different ages, different political landscapes.
Okay, I'm at
a lot of the masterpieces
I'm at the
even
art
from the
dome
1500s,
right now.
1600s have been edited in
art
order
dome.
to
Have you already left the expo hall?
to be more according for the times. But
Yeah.
Bitcoin as an artist can never ever be changed and modified, which I believe is truly unique, and I don't think the world really is aware of it yet, of how unique it is. I'm excited to be part of it.
I'm excited to be part of it as well. Definitely going to mint some of these. I'd like to invite you to collaborate on our project too, because we have this project called the Decentralized Gentleman Club.
Okay.
And they're 200 kilobyte or larger Pepe's wearing tuxedos.
Okay.
So it's a very large collection, up to 10,000. 2,000 are minted so far. Also a free mint, anyone can participate. The rules are simple. Must be Pepe wearing a tuxedo. But after that, anything. So we've got a whole president's collection of all 47 presidents. There's skiing, there's art, there's countries, there's genres,
Wow, I love that.
yeah, and on for all eternity. It becomes a club. And and the cope that we're receiving from some of these maximalists that don't necessarily, they just want it all to be financial transactions. That cope is temporary.
I agree.
Class is forever.
Well, listen, if you really think about it, the maximists who believe Bitcoin is the store of value of the future.
Look at these little gentlemen.
One.
See, Pepe's tuxedos.
Oh yeah.
Little Pepe.
Oh yeah.
2. There's one more.
It only makes sense that art should live on Bitcoin because it compounds the store of value, right? Because you have both aspects.
It's limited, so you can only put so much.
Well, they're both finite.
Here, Angela, take over. I'm gonna say goodbye to my family.
Okay.
Andrew,
Yeah.
what do you do?
I'm working on the Decentralized Gentleman Club with Kyle.
Oh, you guys are both. Well, I'll make yours. You made mine. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll check out your collection too.
I'm-
Eyes are always watching.
The eyes are always watching.
Yeah. Join the Telegram group. We're looking for artists to collaborate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love digital art. I've been in it now for 3 years. It's where I want to be.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you guys. Pleasure meeting you.
So you can interview me from behind and I'll...
We're here. All right, hey everybody, we're here. Art exhibit, and I've encountered an incredible Bitcoin artist whose face will remain hidden, but he will bless us with his beautiful voice. Tell me, if you could inscribe anything onto the Bitcoin blockchain, what would you choose to inscribe for all eternity?
1 sat equals 1 sat. So Bitcoin was designed to solve the money problem. Fix the money, fix the world. Until we can prove that that is 100%, meaning the world adopts it in a greater way, I don't want to see JPEGs, extra data, clouding up the Bitcoin protocol and the blockchain. I'm not opposed to art in some digital form being validated, authenticated, and digitized in a form that someone could own it. But I don't think it has a place, at least currently, in the Bitcoin protocol. And my focus is, I believe in Bitcoin as Satoshi Nakamoto wrote the code, the intention that we interpret as fixing the money. So,
amen. I mean, I'll say it also, and the Bitcoin blockchain represents a gold leaf for artistic expression for all eternity, and one can inscribe on it. Right now, I mean, I firmly believe in peer-to-peer electronic cash, that the Bitcoin protocol technology allowed us to the cancer of the Federal Reserves out and provided a new model that would just make the existing one obsolete. But yet here we are, like for me, this is 12 years into this game, and I went through that period of trying to get everybody to choose Bitcoin and use Bitcoin. And now we're to the point where like all the public companies are adding to the balance sheets, but you have the president saying never sell your Bitcoin. And it's almost like, the forces at that level are trying to just create it into some sort of like store of value and not like that full replacement technology.
As a currency.
As the currency. As a free, open, inclusive, secure.
It's revolutionary, and I do believe in the idea of an artist having rights over their ownership of their art. Just like musicians or actors, a lot of them get residuals. And I've always seen myself being a longtime artist since I was a teenager, never liking what I would call the fiat gallery system, where the gallery's incentives are to find the artists at a young age, sell that to an investor, to which they sell that artwork at a larger value at later in life, where the artist gets no cut of that. Mm-hmm. And that's unfair to the artist. So the idea of a smart contract is genius. It can solve that problem of not only creating authentication of the artwork, but a contract, a smart contract. I don't believe that Bitcoin is at least what am I trying to say? It's got to be a second layer, but it can't be directly involved in the block. That makes sense. I'm not technically that savvy on that end.
And that's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
Because technically it can. I could take a selfie of us and put it on chain as a small image or a large image, and it'll just be there eternally. Now, is that the best use? I mean, people like financial transactions are very small, but there's just none are happening right now, unfortunately. And we have the whole emergence of the whole crypto ecosystem and ecospace of like, well, why don't you just use Solana or any of these other ones?
Well, yeah, I mean, those are all shit coins, as they call it, because they are essentially centralized, and or the finite amount of those cryptos can be changed centrally, possibly, and often, and are going to zero against Bitcoin.
Well, I don't know about going to zero.
Well, zero in the sense of
like Bitcoin, may.
Well, let me ask you. Let me turn it around to you. I'm curious. What is the attraction to Bitcoin that you see inscriptions, ordinals necessary for? Is it the decentralization power, the longevity power over time? Is it the cryptocurrency of all?
It is the gold standard of the cryptos. The Bitcoin blockchain will be the premium one. It's immutable. It can never be altered. So anything that makes its way into there will have a certain level of, prestige. So there's that. I also believe its durability compared to a lot of the other ones. It will reign supreme.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to lose my audience here because are you still filming?
Yes.
Okay.
But we can end.
Yeah, we can end. It's an ongoing conversation. So I am not opposed to artists who want to do what they're doing. But
well, I mean, would you consider
me personally?
Would you consider of your art creating those ownership records and attaching potentially resale rights and using a platform like Magic Eden as a marketplace instead of a digital gallery where the ordinals, the inscriptions would represent physical ownership of said art?
I've heard of Counterparty. And that seems like a better direction, but I'm not really familiar with how the Counterparty operates as a second layer.
There is Counterparty, but just on pure Bitcoin of just writing an ordinal, minting your JPEG in your collection, where you have if you put it on Magic Eden, you could say, here's a resale right on it shouldn't trade after the fact. You know, these are old things.
I need to go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's
on
also.
that.
I mean, I've looked at a lot of this stuff, and it's difficult. I mean, you can do
Yeah.
fractional ownership. It's like I've talked to some like good artists about that.
I'll tell you what, man. I
actually want to do that.
Selling my whole life, and until I can prove myself that I can actually sell it to, let's say, the. I was going to say something nasty.
How many pieces do you have?
How many pieces do I have in
Yeah,
art?
Yeah.
Thousands. Yeah, but for sale, what do you mean?
Like how many? Like you know, I like one thing. Like one. Same question.
Yeah. More generally speaking, where he thinks the industry is headed, what you think the value of on-chain data.
Do that in,
Quantum
like,
computing.
Like 20 seconds,
Yeah.
okay? Like, right? Ready. Hey everybody, we're here. My man, Gus.
I'm Gus Grieska.
Gus Grieska. Gus, if you could inscribe anything on the Bitcoin blockchain, what would it be?
My art.
Your art.
Yeah, I've been putting art on the blockchain since the very beginning. Like I was a pioneer in the rare pepper community. We've been putting frogs on the blockchain since 2016. So definitely, I'm an advocate for that.
Frogs on the blockchain, art on the blockchain. Should more people be starting to inscribe on the blockchain? What do you
Well, I
think?
mean,
Is this an art thing, or do you think there's like massive utility for this for the world?
Well, I mean, definitely, if you want to make something immutable, that's the way to go. It's not going to be so cheap for too long, so we're trying to do it now that we can, but we don't know how long this is going to be possible. So, yeah, I invite everyone that wants to have immutable, everlasting art in the blockchain, go ahead.
And Bitcoin, you know, Bitcoin is like the gold leaf of inscriptions. That's the gold. I would say, like, you know, Dogecoin, that might be like, you know, the copper, but a little bit cuter.
Yeah, for sure. Like, look, I'm all into experimenting with different protocols. I've been playing with Tezos and Ethereum and even some weird dark webs like Wax back in the day. But definitely Bitcoin is pristine. It's the best thing you can, like, it's the digital cypherpunk, it's cyberspace gold. So if you want to make a sculpture out of code gold in the metaverse, you should do it on Bitcoin.
Let's do it. Let's inscribe for all eternity. It's not for the faint of heart, but there's an opportunity now too, and it lasts. And every 10 minutes, effectively, you know, that scroll just gets a little bit bigger. And if you get in there, your art is there forever.
100% agree.
And to those who don't like it, guess what? Cope is temporary, class is forever.
All right.
Frogs over dogs. Thanks, G.
Thanks so much.